the wealth around. I mean, it could be healthcare, it could be education. The moral, it's good for everybody. And let me talk about God, and it's good for everybody. It's healthcare, let me help. It's economic justice, which is socialism, which is forced redistribution of wealth, which is Marxism. I mean, how many spiritual advice, how many Marxists do you know? Maybe this is why he's appointed so many anti-capitalists to serve in his administration. We have played on this program the evidence. The manufacturing czar, Ron Bloom.
We know that the free market is nonsense.
We
kind of agree with Mao that political power comes largely from the barrel of a gun.
No, I don't. We also have, speaking of Mao, the Mao fan, Anita Dunn.
Mao Zedong and Mother Teresa, not often coupled with each other, but the two people that I turn to most.
Doesn't this take on a whole new meaning now that you see it happening in a church? And now we have this bill, healthcare, which is just economic justice, just helping the poor, that's it. A bill that even Al Sharpton admitted was very socialist. Watch this.
I think that this began the transforming of the country the way the president had promised. This is what he ran on.
Some would argue to socialism.
Well, first of all, then we'd have to say that the American public overwhelmingly voted for socialism when they elected President Obama.
Okay. We'd have to say that then the American people elected socialists. Well, no, we just wanted somebody with economic justice. This is what the lady, the Russian, said to me in the elevator. Why don't they understand? They are telling you who they are. They just keep changing the words until they find one that connects with you. America, if you didn't realize what you were voting for in November 2008, we never thought this. Did you think these people actually existed? They were freaks. I didn't think these people existed. Look at how many we found. It is time to wake up. Wake your neighbors. Because after health care, now that's passed. Education, that's done. They control the children's education now. Health care, they control that. Immigration is coming next. And I'm going to lay out in the next couple of weeks exactly why they're doing that. And this is an important thing. These are moral issues. But they're using them as a gate to fundamentally, look, we're a country based on God. You want a fundamental transformation? We're flipping this upside down. God will be at the bottom. Marxism will be at the top. Morals will be at the... Why are they not teaching morals? Go to your neighbors. Ask them this one question. If Barack Obama isn't a socialist or a Marxist, why are there so many around him and he doesn't seem to... I mean, we have two advisors now, two spiritual advisors that were Marxist, and they'll give you the same... This is the question. This is the question. Okay, Glenn Beck, yeah, I know, he's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I got it. But let me ask you this. What if he's right? Oh, well, he's not. No. I know, he's crazy. But if he's right, does it matter? If Glenn Beck is right, does it matter? Back in a second. I've been talking to you tonight about the perversion of charity by this administration and its allies, along with the abuse of the term social justice and what's coming. We're going to be telling you about some of the other things that are coming, and the fundamental transformation of America is already on. There's two kinds of revolutionaries here. They're these revolutionaries. These are good, decent men. They were fighting for freedom. No matter what your point of view was, that's what they were fighting for. You could have your freedom. These guys are fighting for social justice. We already do it with health care. We're already taking your freedom away. I was going to compare their words, but I want to talk to you about something else. You know, it's one thing to come out and say, I'm against violence. Oh, I'm totally against violence. And I am. How long have I been saying this? I've been telling you, we're Robespierre. If there's violence, it will end like Robespierre in the French Revolution. That ended with Napoleon at the end. Believe me, I don't care who the administration is, we are not these people. We can be, but we're not yet. We have to understand them. We have to understand their principles. And they were godly people, okay? But they were revolutionaries. Now, here are revolutionaries, too. This is a revolutionary communist. This is a revolutionary Marxist. I don't know what she is. He was in SDS in school, okay? These people have been around radical Marxists. What did Barack Obama say in his own book? I surrounded myself intentionally with the most radical Marxist I could find. If you're doing that in the 60s or at any time, I mean, really, he's written about it. You're talking about the destruction of the country. You are thinking about revolution. In the 60s, these people were thinking about revolution. How do we have a revolution? We want a revolution. Okay? They wanted to start that. That's why William Ayres and everybody else, they wanted to start an actual physical, violent revolution. But what stopped them? I think the fact that they knew the chalkboard I showed you earlier, that we're a religious and moral people. We are a good, decent people. So we don't connect with it. I don't care what the message was from the Middle East. If you're bombing things, we're not going to listen to you. Timothy McVeigh, we're not going to listen to you. May I ask you a question? Are you a revolutionary? Have you ever thought of an armed insurrection? Have you ever played that out in your head? Has that ever occurred to you? It hasn't me. And anytime I ever hear anything like that or think of that, I'm like, that's a nightmare. These people, not all of them, but I would guarantee, I would damn near guarantee all of them have been around people who have talked seriously. William Ayres. I mean, they all know William Ayres. Seriously talked about armed revolution. Why would the president take up immigration right away after he's just punched you in the face with health care? If you're a parent, if you ever spank your kids, what's the first thing you do afterwards? Come with me here. Just hang with me just a couple more seconds. We'll be back in a second. Answer that question in your head. What do you do after you spank your kids? Okay. I asked you, I was talking to you about violence, why violence is just the wrong way to go. Remember, we're talking about progressives. Progressives believe in evolution, not revolution, evolution. I asked you before we went into the break, what's the first thing you do after you discipline your child? Maybe you spank, maybe you don't. After you really discipline your child, you spank your child. What is the first thing you do? You hug them. You hug them, and you tell them how much you love them. Okay? It doesn't have to be spanking. It can be time out. Do you understand what happened? Do you understand how much I love you? I don't want to do that. I have to do that. If you don't hug them afterwards, your child will push away from you. They'll be afraid of you, and there will be problems between you because they think you're mean, you're scary. You hug them. So what happened? What happened this week? Haven't we just been spanked? Doesn't most of the country feel like they've been spanked overhead to the health care? You bet. I do. You do. A lot of people do. Some people are celebrating. A lot of people don't. If you loved us, what would you do? You would hug us. But they're not. They're going for illegal immigration, which almost tore us apart just a few years ago. Why would you do that? Why are the Tea Parties always being labeled as terrorists? Why is that? They're extremists, they're terrorists, they're hate mongers, they're dangerous. What is it that these evolutionaries want? You pick up a gun? Have you ever thought of that? These people have. Because possibly, maybe the question should be asked, maybe they're tired of evolution and maybe they are waiting for revolution. Peace, brother. Peace. Right back. Now, I have to tell you, America, I mean, I'm just looking at these things, and, you know, Jon Stewart will make fun of me, and everybody else will make fun of me. That's fine. But I wish we could have a serious conversation. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but where? How does this not make sense that we shouldn't at least have a logical conversation about this? We'll see you tomorrow night from New York. Good night, America.